Hello everyone, my name is Leonie Groner and today I'm going to walk you through how to set up your computer to get started with Sencha Ext JS 5. So the first step is to install Ruby. If you are using Linux or Mac, you can go to this first link and get the instructions from there. If you are using Windows, you can go to rubyinstaller.org and download the installer. And this is what we are going to do now. So I'm going to open the browser. I'm going to paste the link. All the links are listed in the video description box. I'm going to click on download. And as you can see, the current version of Ruby is 2.1. However, for Sencha Cmd, we're going to use the Ruby 1.9 or Ruby 1.8. So I'm going to download the Ruby 1.9. I'm going to cancel this download because I have downloaded everything that is needed. Okay, so I'm going to show all the downloads here. I'm going to open the downloads folder. I have the Ruby installer here. All you have to do is to follow the wizard. It's basically next, 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 and finish. You can select the options. It's up to you. So we just need to wait for the installation to finish. And it is done. To make sure that Ruby was installed, I'm going to open the terminal and I'm going to type Ruby space hyphen and V for version. And as you can see, we have Ruby 1.9 installed, so we're good. I'm going to close the terminal now. The second step is to install Sass and Compass. And because of these two Ruby gems, we are able to create and customize themes in Ext JS. So first, I'm going to get the Sass link. And I'm going to go to the install page. I'm going to do the same thing with Compass. So Compass Sass here, or you can get the link in the description box from this video. As Sass and Compass are two Ruby gems, we need to have Ruby installed first, and we just did that in our first step. So I'm going to open the terminal again. And I'm going to follow the instructions here. They are very simple. We're going to follow the command line instructions. Basically, all you have to do is to gem install Sass. If you are using Linux or Mac, you might want to use the sudo gem install Sass command. So gem install Sass. And we're going to do the same thing with Compass. It's basically gem install Compass, but we can come here and also follow the instructions here. Gem install Compass. The third step is to install the Java JDK. Even though you are not going to use Java to integrate with ExtJS, you need to have Java installed. And I'm going to explain the reason why in the next step. But for now, we need to download and install Java. It is recommended to install the version 7 or later. The current version of Java is version 8, so you can download Java from the link that is in your screen right now. I'm going to open a new tab and open the link. And you will see this page and see right here the Java Platform JDK. You need to install the JDK. So I'm going to click on it. And here all you have to do is to accept the license agreement, and the links will be available. All you have to do is to select the correct link for the platform that you are using, the Linux, Mac, or Windows. In my case, I downloaded this last link and I have it here already. So I'm going to open my downloads folder and execute the Java installer. This will install the Java 8 in my computer. So it's basically the same thing as next, and finish. And Java is installed. The next step is to configure the Java environment variables. So I'm going to explain what to do step by step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to locate the folder that Java was installed. So it's usually on the C drive, program files, Java, and here we have the JDK and the JRE that it was also installed along with the JDK. So I'm going to open the JDK folder and I have it here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the address. I'm going to come here in my computer, properties, advanced system settings, environment variables. So here we have the variables for the local user and the system variables. We need to create the environment variable for Java inside the system variables. So I'm going to click on New, Java Home, and I'm going to paste it here, the address from the Java folder. And I'm going to click on OK. Now I'm going to locate the path. I'm going to add it. And here at the end, I'm going to add the Java home. With the inverse slash and bin. And I'm going to click on OK, OK, OK. I can close this window as well. So now I'm going to go back to the terminal, but this window was opened. I need to close it. It is important to close the terminal before we try any command that we just installed or configured. So I'm going to open it again, and I'm going to type javac version. And we have the Java compiler installed. The fourth step is to install the Apache Ant. And here I'm going to click on this first link, which is the zip archive. I have downloaded already. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy or cut, and I'm going to paste it into another directory. So I'm going to come here. It can be inside documents as well. It's your choice. I'm going to paste it and I'm going to unzip it. Okay, it's already unzipped. No, it's not. Let me extract. Okay, now we have the folder. I'm going to open the folder, and the Apache is installed. Let me cut this here and paste it here. It's better. I can delete this. Okay, so we have installed Apache Ant. However, if we go to the terminal and if we type ant, we can see that the system does not recognize the ant command. So there's also an extra step. Just like we configured Java, we also need to configure the Apache Ant. And the reason why we need to have Java and Apache Ant installed is because the Sencha Cmd that we use to create and build the Sencha projects uses the Apache Ant to do the creation and the build of the projects. And as Apache Ant is a Java library, we need to have the Java compiler installed as well. So we're going to do something similar that we did for Java. So I have here the Apache Ant folder. I'm going to copy the address. I'm going to come back here to my computer, properties, the system settings, the environment variables. Here inside the system variables, I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to call it the empty home. And I'm going to paste the address. I'm going to come back here inside the path and I'm going to add it. And here at the end, I'm going to add the ant home and bin. Okay. I can close this, I can close this. And if we try again, it's not going to work. So we have to close the terminal and we have to open it again. So now if we type ant, see that this is our error message. We have no project to build, but the ant is there. So ant is okay. We can go to the next step. We also need a web server, and the reason that we need a web server is to be able to browse the examples and also the ExtJS documentation. So it is good to have a web server installed. You can use any server that you have installed already in your computer, or if you don't have any, there is this one that is called Xampp that is very easy to use and it is available for Windows, Linux, and Mac as well. So I'm going to go ahead and install Xampp. So all I have to do is to download the Xampp for Windows. It's also a executable file, and I have downloaded already. But all I have to do is to click on the button that for your operating system. So I have here, and I'm going to go ahead and install it. It's also basically next, and finish. So the Xampp comes with MySQL, with the Apache server that we're going to use, the MySQL, a FileZilla FTP server, a mail server, and also Tomcat. You can select what you want to install and what you do not want to install. So I'm going to install inside the C driver. It's very important to remember where we have installed because we're going to use it later. And once the setup is completed, it's going to ask you if you want to start the control panel. Well, you can do it or it's up to you. I'm going to click on finish and a pop-up it's going to show here, but I'm going to close it. Well, the next step will be to install a browser. If you are watching this video on YouTube, you probably have a browser installed already. But for ExtJS, it is highly recommended to use Google Chrome or Firefox. Both are great browsers and they have great debugging tools to help us while we are developing applications with ExtJS. So if you don't use Firefox or Chrome, I highly recommend you to download Firefox or Chrome. You can try both and see which one you prefer, or you can download the one of your choice. And finally, the next step is to download ExtJS. So you can go to the Sencha homepage, products/ExtJS, So sencha.com, products, ExtJS. So it's going to open this page. Right now we are interested in the GPL version. So I'm going to click on details, and I'm going to click here at the end of the page. You can go to the end of the page and click on download. Okay, and I have downloaded it already, so I'm going to cancel. So all we are going to do right now, so let me go back to the downloads, and I'm going to extract everything here. It is a zip folder. All I have to do is to extract. Once it is extracted, we can come here and we're going to copy or cut this folder. And remember that I mentioned that please remember where the XAMPP where XAMPP was installed. So we're going to go back here to the C drive, XAMPP. Inside the XAMPP there will be a folder called Ext Docs, and we're going to paste the ExtJS folder here. This will allow us to browse the examples. So if we do want to browse the ExtJS examples now, we're going to go back here to the XAMPP. We're going to find the service. Probably was installed here as well. So XAMPP, the control panel. And we're going to start the Apache module. Okay, so we're going to be able to access the ExtJS through the localhost port 80. So you can try localhost, and the XAMPP is installed. So if we come back here inside the HDocs folder, and we can copy the ExtJS 501, localhost ExtJS 501, and we are able to browse the examples. So view the examples, we are able to now see the examples locally. And also we have the source code of ExtJS, we have the source code, we have the source code for the examples, so we can browse all the contents that we downloaded with the ExtJS SDK. Now, this is an optional step, which is to download the ExtJS documentation. You can browse the documentation online through the docs.sencha.com. However, it is great to have it installed locally, so you don't have to access the internet all the time. And if you are traveling, if you are inside a plane or anywhere that you don't have access to the internet, you can browse locally as well. So what we're going to do here is go to the docs.sencha.com, and you will see here Sencha guides. You'll see an arrow. If you mouse over or click on it, it will open this menu and you can download the most recent version of the ExtJS. All you have to do is click on it, see this offline docs, and you click on it, and you're also going to download a zip. I have it here already, so I'm also going to extract all. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut this folder, and I'm going to go back to HDocs folder. Where is it right now? Okay. And I'm also going to paste it in here. So we also have it here. I'm going to copy the name of the folder as well. And if we access localhost / the HDocs 5, we're going to be able to browse the Ext JS documentation offline as well. This includes the guides. So you can click here, or you can access the documentation itself by clicking in the ExtJS 5 API docs. And then you can browse, for example, the bottom class. And finally, the last step, which is to download the Sencha command. With Sencha command, we're going to be able to create a project, to build, to create packages, build packages, and also create a new theme, customize a theme, among other things. So to download the Sencha Cmd, you can go to this link, or if we go back to the products Sencha Ext JS, we can go here on details, and if we scroll down a little bit, we will see the Sencha Cmd. So you can click download Sencha Cmd, and you can download the correct version for your operating system. I have downloaded it already. So it's just it's also compressed, but inside the zip folder there is the installer. I'm going to extract. It's also a simple wizard, next, next, and finish. So next, accept, next, 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 and once you have installed, we can click on finish. So now we can click on finish. We can close this terminal. We can open a new one, and when we type Sencha, we will see that the Sencha Cmd was installed. Now we want to make sure that our environment is 100% ready to get started with ExtJS, and we're going to do a simple test by executing this command that is highlighted in blue in the screen. And we should be able to create a new application in ExtJS with no errors. So let's go ahead and try it. So I'm going to keep this terminal open, or you can close and start a new one. It's up to you. So let me organize things here a little bit. So we're going to create a new project inside the HDocs folder, and to do so, I'm going to need the ExtJS SDK path. So I'm going to come here and click copy address. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change the directory, and I'm going to change it to the ExtJS SDK. Next, we are going to use that command, which is the Sencha generate app, the name of the app. I'm going to call it my app, and I'm going to go back to the HDocs folder, and then I'm going to create the application inside the my app folder. So I'm going to keep this here and this right here so we can see what it's going to happen. And we should not see any errors right here because we do have Ruby, we do have Sass and Compass, we do have Java, and we do have the Apache Ant installed. So almost everything that we installed prior to the Sencha Cmd, which was the Ruby, Sass, Compass, Java, and the Apache Ant, they are required to be installed prior we install the Sencha Cmd. In case you have installed the Sencha Cmd first, and when you try this command you get errors, you can do the installation of Ruby and Java and the other things after. There is no problem as well. So as you can see here, the my app folder was created, and now the Sencha Cmd will do its magic. We just have to wait. And there it is. We have a new application that was created here. It's just a simple application. If we go to the localhost My app, we will be able to see a simple application that was created by the Sencha Cmd. And that's it. Our environment is 100% configured and we are ready to get started with Sencha Ext JS development. So I hope you have enjoyed this video and thanks for watching. Bye bye.